You saw correct. Tank only Spain. A nation have asked me for such a long time now to do tank only on, but with the limitations of the game, it just wasn't possible. Because there's a Civilwar and you can't delete any of the units, meaning you can't do a tank only. But today, I think I found a compromise. So without further ado, Iron Man, historical, and go. So our army for now, we can literally just ignore. Focus tree-wise, I'm gonna go down a Great Spain because I need a certain ideology to be successful. Construction-wise, I'm just gonna try to squeeze some mills into here because I know I'm gonna keep that. And research-wise, quite obvious, the truck, because we don't have the normal truck, and the tank. And because the truck finishes slightly before the tank, I should be fine. Because if you didn't know, if I would get a tank division right now, I would get horses instead of trucks, which is not optimal. So if you research the truck first, you get motorized units in your template. And that's actually quite important. Aside from that, I'm gonna get the better gun. Over here, it's not that important. I would actually go less into guns and more into special equipment because I will just e-back the entire world for guns. That is literally my strat. I'm not gonna build guns. This is how I make this possible. Because our industry, I didn't show this, not enough for tank only. And this is gonna be like a 3 to 4 side Civilwar. So we're not gonna keep all of that. Yeah, that is kind of bad. So first focus is done. I'm just gonna continuously go down this route here for all the bonuses we get, which is mostly political power and ideology support. Sometimes a few units, but I gotta be honest, we're kind of less interested in those units. And the units we have right now, we can't do anything with anyways, because welcome to Spain, where you can't do anything with your army. Yay. But after finishing the first focus, we will get this beautiful event over here, basically unlocking all of the Civilwar stuff. We will just try to shorten down the amount of time it takes to get the military blood through as fast as possible. And I think even though strikes are kind of nice to stop, I'm just gonna sway a few leaders for the beginning because I kind of want to keep more leaders. And with this over here, I actually don't care too much about this. Maybe I'll try to secure the north, but I want some more political power before I'm gonna start doing anything, which this focus over here gives me. Very good. So I'm gonna try to yoink this and this, because there's the two provinces in the north that we don't get. Could be nicer front lines, and I'm all about that. And don't forget about these decisions. Yeah, they immediately try to fight me for it. This is gonna be good fun. And with that completed, let's do some industry, because you're gonna need that a lot, especially efficiency. That focus completed. We did indeed secure the northern garrisons, and now let's take political power. Because I want to go down this route over here. Firstly, because even though this route here would be easier, because I don't get another Civilwar and everyone basically wants to help me. This over here is just more fun, because you can do more with the focus tree. So we're gonna do that. And with that research, let's get the light tech as fast as possible. Also, we are seconds away from getting the military plot. Very good. Meaning the Civilwar will start and we will join the Phalange leadership. Finishing this focus over here and activating impending uprising. I gotta be honest, we have to get that through as soon as possible. Meaning we have to rush down over here. Otherwise, this is gonna get a bit bad. But at the same time, there's some very good stuff down here. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna go down here and then do this stuff over here once we've secured our borders. On another note, you might think right now, how are you going to do tank only? Or at least, how will I restrict myself to keep it in the spirit of tank only? Which was my main complaint, because a lot of people told me, just do the Civilwar and then do tank only after, it's fine. I don't like that. That kind of feels dirty. That kind of feels against the spirit of a tank only challenge. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm not allowed to push any territory if it's not a tank. So even though there's no unit here, I wouldn't be allowed to do this because this is not a tank unit. Meaning that all of our infantry units are allowed to be basically a meat shield, but they're not allowed to pin, they're not allowed to push forward into empty territory, they're only allowed to move around in our allied territory and be defensive. And that's a huge limitation, because not being able to pin, not being able to counter push, and only being able to really use tanks to do that, or get anywhere in the Civilwar, is really hard. Like, it's all of the HOI4 playbook just gone, because you can't do most of the moves. Like, normally I would pin those two units, encircle them, you know. I can't do that. I just have to hope that I get enough units around them as fast as possible, so they can't move anywhere. At the same time, I don't want to push too far out because the Callists will spawn and they will spawn here, cutting my front lines in half. So right before the Callists will spawn, I will just give up this stuff over here probably and then just concentrate on that here. So yapping aside, I'm just going to organize my units real quick. At the same time, order my entire military production to just produce trucks for now and hold the front line. Bam. there you go. 320 days until the Carlos uprising, but I wanted to be sooner here so we can start fighting it earlier. Because I did do a test run, and it was successful, but I ended the Civilwar really late, and it was really hard. By the way, I'm allowed to take volunteers. That is fine. That was never against the rules, so I'm gonna definitely do that. I'm gonna take all the volunteers I can get, and we'll also take all the guns I can get. Because going down here, we can ask for way more land lease, and oh my god, I will do that so much. Italian volunteers, you're very welcome. So we secured the National Defense Council, meaning let's suspend the constitution, removing all of the democratic support and giving us good amount of political power. That sounds pretty good. I'm also always scared that I'm pushing over here. That's the German divisions, so I'm fine. It looks scary though. That might generally be really helpful if the Germans get rid of that over here. And I did remove the negative modifier from this province, so I mean it's an autonomous state, but it's not unplanned offensive anymore, which is always fun. And yeah, with the constitution suspended, let's go eliminate the Carlists. What I will also do now is kind of retreat to a more favorable line to hold, just in case some divisions get stuck. Do something like this, meaning I should lose none of my units. Oh, Portugal, thank you very much. And the Carlists have to fight a two-front war, not just me. Plus, they're gonna get their own uprising over here very soon too, so they will be weakened anyways. Oh yeah, it did. Oh my god, I still got encircled like this. This is so stupid. Oh, but I think I can hold this. There should be some local supply here. Let me just... I'm not allowed to push with any of those units. The units that are encircled are basically doomed. It is what it is. I'm gonna immediately rush down. Good question. What do I want to rush down? I would say this is quite important, but for now we really need the military factories. So I'm gonna go down to the 3 military factories. Plus, in 41 days, we can actually start building tanks. So I will do that. I will also finally start using my political power, meaning immediately war economy. Very important. Plus, more political power. Always good. I do kind of like the hindsight not being able to push here because this would be such a nice cutoff here. I just can't do it. I just have to look and stare at it. Trust me, this is enough suffering to justify the rule because something inside of me is dying. No pinning and everything. It's just so hard. But we're also losing all of the support units over here, which is amazing because they didn't retreat. They just, yeah, I hope we get new ones very soon because this is kind of stupid. And the tank is done. Next tank, immediate research. As for what we're gonna do, we need it good, but also kind of cheap. So I'm gonna kind of try both. That's why we're doing light tanks mostly. So I'm gonna go for this, which is like a minimum for a decent tank. Even the armor is riveted instead of cast. It is under 10. It is still kind of expensive because of the gun and some extra reliability, but I feel like reliability pays for itself, so I'm gonna do that. What we're also gonna do is gonna cancel all of our trucks and go into tanks. And yeah, we really need some factories. This is bad. Also in the background, I'm gonna start building a lot of infantry, not because I actually want to build it, mostly because I want to kind of e-back for guns and kind of help with that. For this manufacturer over here, I'm going to prioritize production efficiency and resources need, meaning we will go down to cheaper tanks instead of better tanks. Short term, very important. Gotta say, Italy sent me no more volunteers, and I'm scared once the German volunteers are gone, they won't send anything either anymore. But on the other hand, this just rose up, meaning they will lose a lot of support, hopefully a big chunk of the army, and now starts the 3-side Civilwar. Very, very cool. All we can do is basically just watch and build tanks and basically prepare this unit over here to be decent enough. You know what? I'm actually gonna add like one more tank. Then it's like 14 width, which is horrible, but it's 50% hardness, which is my qualification for a tank division. So this flies by, even though it's horrible. But I also noticed with Spain, for some reasons, that they have the helicopter brigade. I don't know why Spain has that now, but they do. Without any research, it just have that. You can research all the helicopter stuff. It is so stupid, but also kind of amazing. What we also need, quite importantly right now, is manpower, so I'm gonna go up to limited. It is mostly because of all of these units I'm kind of building, but yeah, it will help a lot. And with the new factories in hand, we're actually building tanks at not good speed, but at least speed. But we actually crazy and keep one on trucks because we do generally need some more trucks. I also just finished right now the Condor Legion, and because the Italians are gone, because they got encircled, I can't do this and I'm locked out of this. Okay, so far, Silver looking maybe kind of bad, but we got down quite a bit. We did miss out on these buffs over here because Italy didn't send new volunteers after being encircled. I did improve relations. They didn't care. So it is what it is. But we are establishing a one-party state right now, meaning we get a lot of popularity for our party, plus probably a lot of stability. I mean, we're gonna lose some stability, but for the party popularity we have for fascism, it's gonna be also a lot of stability. So I'll take that. Not gonna lie, though, the Portuguese are pushing for me, and that is really very helpful. Might get me some factories if they push into the right territories. They did get me some manpower over here, which is nice. The focus is done. Giving us good opportunities for a lot of things. And I would say getting some factories and then a research slot is very good. Plus, this industry guy finally might also be very nice. Yeah, we're building a little bit faster now. This might be generally good. We're about to lose like all of these units over here, but I'm gonna be honest, I can't get rid of them. So they're kind of just screwed. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Republican Spain is so strong. So in my test run, they didn't push any of this so hard. This might be double hard because I have to fight them basically alone without most of the volunteers. Italy, thank you so much. I needed that. And it's not prepared, but I need to drop the first tank unit. It is not funny anymore. I think we can basically destroy Cali Spain over here in a second. Yep. And guess to whom it went? Not to me. Let me see if I can get most of this land for myself. Otherwise, this might be bad. The answer is no, because they immediately moved in. They have no supply, but because there is so much of Republican Spain units, because they control basically the map, this is really hard to get under control. And it's just research radios. I'm gonna add that on the tank. And yeah, encircle some stuff over here. Yeah, I think if I do a lot of very good tactical encirclements, I can do this. But those tanks need to perform on very good efficiency, and they're not very well trained. That's the main problem. I mean, they will be training really fast now, winning battles and encircling, but the first few pushes are gonna be way harder than they need to be. So let's pray that I can get some success here. And this encirclement would be a huge success, so priority now. Problem, basically impossible to pull off without pinning, but if they're fast enough, yeah, doable. So first real encirclement over here, but I gotta be careful because this is in, yeah, mountains, so tanks perform horribly bad here. But because they can't go anywhere anymore, this will be doable. I also can't do any focuses anymore because, I mean, mostly because of the Italian troops dying. So yeah, I'm kind of playing this challenge on ultra hard mode now. Very cool, but might as well go to free trade if you have no industry anyways. Oh, and finally the encirclement is gone. This was so annoying to do. I think we could generally do some large scale operations right now. This should be amazing. First things first though, we need this supply up. Now, did you just notice I'm not missing tanks right now? No, I'm missing mostly infantry equipment. I'm importing so much infantry equipment. It's actually crazy. I promise I can't e-bag any nations because I don't have the Condor Legion stuff. This is the focus where you can ask the Axis for guns, and I can't do it. This is amazing. I could ask the French. And next encirclement is here, and we do be getting Answer Expert, which is really nice, and Logistics Wizard. Oh my god, it's so good trade stuff. Plus we can get an Armor Specialist, and he will level up because he's our general. Very good. Okay, I might have actually turned the situation around, which is kind of crazy because the encirclements I'm currently doing are actually having an impact. Which, you know, there's so much Soviet it is crazy how much Soviet volunteers are here. This is genuinely wild. There's so much, and I've encircled even more. But yeah, my tanks are very much damaged. I'm building new ones. The main problem is that the guns are just not here fast enough, and I need to build guns, and I'm also buying guns all the time. All my leaders just get the ambusher trade, you know, the only defensive here, at least the infantry leaders. And yeah, I'm gonna try to encircle this as fast as possible. Looks very promising. Yeah, this is way faster than the other province. It's only hills here. I'm also gonna go finally to mobile warfare doctrine, and over here to political loyalty because I need stability. I did secure the supply ups now. Oh my god, those tanks are so fast. If I'm actually able to use them as tanks, that is so nice. But yeah, I thought I had to restart, but not gonna lie, it's gonna be a late win, 1940, but I think I can win this. I'm getting more tanks out, my defensive line is holding. I need to buy a lot of guns, and it's gonna be a late victory, but not gonna lie, this should work. I'm surprised, because all the odds were stacked against me. This was harder than my test run, and my test run was hard. So yeah, but now with 3 tanks, I think we can do good amount of damage. Oh, they're so fast. Yeah, encirclements. Yeah, we can do this. This is winnable. Yeah, this has just got from horribly bad to actual winnable, and I'm way too happy. I think next big push should be Madrid for just the industry, because they have more mills than me, or maybe the same amount of mills, but this would be an amazing recovery. But yeah, next encirclement, let's go. Background, the Second World War did start. Oh, I'm so late. But generally, I'm so happy. This went from absolute disaster to actually winnable, which feels so good. But I hope you see now why I said I found a restriction that kind of, you know, works. And after the Civil War, I will delete all the units. After the Civil War, we'll do 100% tank only in Italy. Why? Now they give me divisions again. Those penises. But yeah, after the Civil War, we'll delete everything that's not a tank, and we do normal tank only. But as an early game restriction, this worked quite well. The only thing I really needed to be careful about is that when a unit got pushed back, that it doesn't attack backwards, and generally, you know, that it's not defensive anymore. So I had to be very careful about this, and this is why I'm playing this on, I mean, now 5 speed because I'm pushing, but at the beginning, like 3 speed, 4 speed. Also trying to get rid of some of the Soviet units here, and there's like a lot of them. So I will try to do a little bit of shenanigans with them over here. Yeah, 3 gone. By the way, if you ask yourselves how I'm moving around the tank so fluently without any front lines and also getting preparation, basically a multiplayer trick, quote unquote, it's not really a trick, that I just put a garrison in a province I don't control, meaning they will never be able to get here, but they will still get preparations. So huge tip if you're ever in a situation like this in single player, which is very rare, do that. That helped me so much here. And yeah, goodbye Soviet volunteers. I'm not missing you. Definitely not. Oh, look at those thin front lines. This is amazing. This was like 3 units per province, and now it's like 1. Oh, that is so good. Can we kick out this over here? Can we kick out the anarchists? That would be kind of nice. And because the war is so long, there's basically no more unplanned offensive modifier anywhere anymore. So that is really good. Okay, jokes aside, they're holding over here quite well, so I'm not gonna fight into like mountains or hills or whatever that is. My volunteers starving them out is better, and I need to be fast. I need to win this Civilwar as soon as possible. So I'm gonna go for some easy wins like this encirclement over here and some encirclements over here. It is funny that I did some tank research and they also build tank divisions now. The AI picked up on my research path and they just did it wrong. They also used infantry. That's the loser mentality. You double down and only use tank. I do be having a little bit of a fuel problem, so let's rectify that. What I did just notice might be a weird game bug is that I don't have the option anymore to organize offensives. Like I can't do anything against unplanned offensive. There's just no interface for that anymore. And then it's the main reason why I'm still stuck in the Civilwar is because a lot of provinces still have this modifier here in the south and I just can't do anything against it. I just have to brute force those provinces. That's stupid. But slowly but surely, I'm very much winning with all encirclements over here, but it should be way faster. And because of unplanned offensive, there's nothing I can do. It's just nothing. The Soviets are back. That is not good. Yeah, but yeah, that is actually very stupid. Because I was confused why I couldn't do any encirclements over here. Now I see again there is this modifier, and that's why my tanks can't move at any speed or I can't do anything. So they can very much push into me here because the unplanned offensive modifiers are gone over here, but I can't push them back. Please, game, please. This is, yeah, same over here. This is every time the offensive stops and my tanks become useless is because of this modifier. That's the main reason why we will fight until 1941, because I could win this in a few days with just using tanks, but yeah, I can't get rid of this modifier. This over here should be a fast encirclement, and it just isn't. It's so annoying. Oh my god, I beeline and it worked. Oh, this is good and painful at the same time. But these 2 tanks are about to be encircled, so that was good. Yeah, now like everyone come over here. We have to push through entire unplanned offensive because now that Spain is gone, I can... Oh my god, what is this system? Yeah, the entire system is now back. This was just gone. Maybe Paradox, if you see this, would be a cool fix. And with that gone, let's just push. Yeah, look how fast they are without unplanned offensive. Yep, Civilwar is over, and I will delete all of the non-tank units. Now that the Civilwar is finally over, let's immediately go down over here focus tree-wise, turning us into the Spanish Empire and giving us modifiers. Mostly good, also some bad. And yeah, it's 1940. That's how long it took. It's better than 1941, what I predicted at the end, but it's still bad. And yes, for occupation, I use tanks. This is not fun. Anyways, we could immediately join the Axis, which I don't want to do yet, because here we will join the Axis. I would like to unite Iberia first, and then help with the Second World War. So let's strengthen the supreme reality of Spain. Very important for recovering from the Civil War and removing autonomous states in a lot of states. Plus a step closer to Portugal. I'll take it. I will also not invest my arm experience right now, because if I remember correctly, we need this for integration. So yeah. And I gotta be honest, because I waste a lot of support equipment on Garrison, I'm gonna make just this pure tank division for Garrison. Also gonna get rid of all the other stuff now, because I finally can. And we're now in pure tank only territory. Let's go. Okay, maybe a little bit of motorized, because this is a little bit very painful to run. Okay, focus is done. We can attack Portugal now. I would say let's fix the economy finally and immediately go in, even though we don't have enough tanks yet. But, you know, better now than never. Yeah, not gonna lie, this went pretty well. I just encircled a lot of the units, let them push into the north, which, you know, I can give up for a little bit. And it basically overran them. Yeah, that should be it. Very good. Give everything, please. Yeah, I did it so fast that 9 days have passed. I could actually cancel this focus and immediately start the coring all of the land focus, which might be very good right now, because I really need some industry. So I'm gonna core all of this. I'm gonna start building more into that land, because apparently I can't core my own land really fast, but apparently I can core the land I just conquered really fast. I'll take that, I guess. Plus the navy. Very nice. So yeah, focus is done, and yeah, this is just core now. That is really strong. I would say a little change in plan, because we are more prepared than I thought it would be, and a short-term war could be possible. And the Axis right now is weaker than they normally are. So instead of fighting the entirety of of the allies, which tank only is very painful, I thought we might just go down, not this here, which we did last time, but this over here to get the Italian claims and take over the Aragonese land and basically just join the Axis for repairing our nation and then just backstep them and take a lot of land. I think that could work quite well. So we joined the Axis. We're not going to join any of the wars, like none of them, but we're going to repair the nation. Not going to talk a lot about that because it's literally just focuses that give us industry and basically just take away our horrible Civilwar modifier. So quite nice focuses that could be quite helpful. And once we're done with that, I will just, you know, go in here and take land. But yeah, this modifier is quite bad. So we have national recovery now. Let's go down to fascist economic aid, meaning we get quite the good modifier on a lot of stuff. And yeah, I'm just going to go down. This focus is over here now. Repair my economy a little bit. Get rid of some nasty modifiers. And most importantly, get a lot of industry down here. But I gotta say, it feels this side is better. But I guess you're on closed economy. That's the downside, right? Yeah, that is really bad. That could actually be really, really bad. The civs are really good. It's kind of hard choice. And down here, you get flat factory output. That is so good. We need to rush that. That is actually, those two focuses here are vital. The 4 mills, 10% factory output is actually amazing. Over here, you would get 15 construction, but I guess you would be forced into isolation, right? I see. That's cool choices, by the way. I never play Spain that much, even though every time I play it, I have a lot of fun. I just don't want to spam this channel with Spain playthroughs and always try to play like the new nations. But Spain is a nation I always like to come back to and have a lot of fun with. And this challenge here is, it's a challenge for sure, but I'm also having good fun. So no complaints there. Plus, at the end of 1942, I'm hopefully done with these focuses. And then I would just love to attack the Axis. It sounds stupid, but that's basically my plan. Use this time to build up some kind of tank army and then go in. Plus, I'm also building helicopters now because, I mean, I never used them. And if I already have them, why not use them? I hear a lot of people say they're really good, especially for supply reasons. So why not? If I randomly get them because the paradox gods have chosen I should have them, I will use them for good as a bad person, but for good. But if the mill construction speed stays after we leave the faction, that's also really good. Oh, there's so much good modifiers. Stability is kind of funny because we're looking really good over here. I would also say, because I researched them, let's build some planes. I'm actually missing the last engine over here to put on the chunky guns. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. And yeah, now that we have the engines, let's make a good fighter. I don't have gas bombs. Did I forget to research gas? I did. Oh my god. This playthrough is just so chaotic. Like, it is so good. But fighters are more important right now anyways, because that's why I dominant. So let's build those. If I would do this again, jokes aside, I would go down Franco. I would just go down the Allied side here. And then I would have enough stuff to be busy with. And I made it so much harder for myself with this path. But mistakes have been made. And I gotta live with the consequences. We finally also have the compliance to integrate stuff. So without any more waiting, I'm just gonna do that. Everywhere. Come on, last state. With that also done, let's do these two focuses down here and then prepare for war. I'm also gonna develop some of these resources because I need resources. I gotta say, I'm really happy that I didn't choose to join the Axis because I don't know what's going on in this patch, but they are so weak. Like, they didn't even go anywhere in the Soviet Union. They're now losing to this here, the first D-Day landing ever in 1942, and I did nothing to weaken them. I'm just Spain. I'm just vibing around. I had my own Civil War. That's it. I'm just confused. But for my side, the last focus I wanted to do with the Axis is done. So, goodbye Axis. At the same time, hello Aragonese claims. And how fast could I fabricate a vocal on you? Oh, that's faster than any focus. So I'm gonna forget about these claims and go into maybe a research slot. It's just faster. I'm sorry. Prepare this here. Few more tanks. Build some casts here. Yeah, I wanted to wait way longer, but with the Axis losing so hard right now, I feel like I have no other choice than going full unprepared and just rush them down for some war support, because otherwise this ain't happening. I hope I get my guild invite into the allies, and that's it. But yeah, the encirclements so far are pretty nice. Even though those quote-unquote just light tanks, they are very fast and they have quite a punch and they have a very weird combat width. They have 32. And I did a very weird thing where I cared less about combat width and overall everything else. And I gotta say, those are not too bad. Even though the combat width is kind of horrible. They work, just don't have a lot of them. That's the main problem. I would love to join a faction like the allies. Let's go. I'm now in the cool skid club. The encirclements are so fast. Already gave the Germans 200k losses versus 5k. It's not even a month has passed. The Germans already lost 200k to me. It's just sad that I have 1% war participation for this. But yeah, overall, I would love to get Italy. So I'm gonna try to be cheeky over here and go for that. Yeah, my fast tanks are just literally blitzing to Rome and it's so good. I love light tanks. Light tanks are literally amazing. Wall of Rome, Civilwar, and I probably didn't... Wait, was there even a Civilwar? I feel like there wasn't. There's just no Italy here. That is weird. Anyways, let's kill Germany. If I haven't talked about it yet, my industry is literally booming right now of 88 mils, which for not a lot of conquest Spain is quite a lot, right? Like, genuinely a lot. I just love how fast these tanks are. Like, I say it a lot, I know, but it is so good. I just teleport into cities before the enemies can even react. It is so good. And I've been kicked from the allies. I get really punished by the paradox gods today. Oh my god. I'm just encircled now. Let me ask for military access to get out of there. I did use it for some strats, but I would generally be happier if they just patched that and it can't be kicked out of a faction mid-war. It's just mostly very annoying. But with some strategic military access, I'm still able to help a lot. And we're getting adaptable, which is also very nice as a trade. But we are in Berlin before the Soviets. Very good. I would say let's once again use this momentum and push down, because this war is very soon over. And when my tanks have supply, they are destroying. I'm having the hands off the keyboard now. I'm just watching. They're pretty good. So I'm pushing into Vienna. That should be the end of Germany. Oh, they got Berlin back. Bloody allies, you look away for a second. I'm pushing north. They're like, yeah, we let them have Berlin back. Why? I swear this is the Steiner's counteroffensive timeline, because otherwise I can't explain this. And I'm allowed back into the allies. Let's go. I swear if I'm done over here and Vienna is occupied again, I'm gonna be mad. Bam. Germany gone. Very good. I think it's only Hungary left. Yeah, it's only Hungary left. Okay, let's get rid of them. And then I'm actually not gonna micro. I'm just gonna click the please attack button and let them handle it, and it should just work. Yeah, I think my tank literally occupied every big city in this war. It is not even funny how much I carried this. For how much war participation? Ah, yeah, 3%. Thank you, game. War is over. I have like no points at all, but I can take some land here, which is kind of funny. And immediately forced me out of it. The only thing I could take is this island over here and some navy. That's everything I could take in this. I feel like I got screwed over in this piece, really, not gonna lie. But I do like Soviet Moselland. That's kind of funny. This split Austria, oh no. That is horrible, but at least it's not Hungary, where you have like a little bit of democracy and otherwise Stalin. Anyways, I would say to bring this proof of concept, because that's what it kind of feels like what I did today, to an end, let me ask you, what do you think? Does this count? Do you have improvement ideas? And if I try this again, what path should I do? Please don't say anarchist. By the way, we ended the war in 1943. That is fast. These were my divisions. My supporters, I love you. Until next time, bye.